Hi, everyone. My name is Chris McMurray.
And I'm Gene.
He's my husband.
I'm also the tech guy.
Yes, he is. And welcome back to another episode of Hope from Grief here on our YouTube channel. We're an open book. Hope from Grief came about because one of the major subjects of our book, Live, Laugh, Fly, is the signs that we received from our son Scott after he passed to show us that he was still with us.
Well, you can at least tell them where they can get it.
I sure can. Live, Laugh, Fly is available on Amazon, and 100% of proceeds go to help benefit children's cancer programs.
That is much better. When we told our story in our book and also on YouTube, we began to realize that there had to be so many stories just like ours out there.
So we reached out on social media asking others to share their stories with our audience.
Thanks to everyone who has contributed. We could not do this without you.
No, thank you all so much. It takes a village.
It does indeed. So as we build this channel, telling both your stories and ours, every single subscription is important. We would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to our station. It would mean so much to us.
We really do appreciate it. And we want you to know we read these stories exactly as they come to us because it's your story and your experience with your loved one.
We have a really neat story this month, as we always do.
I know. I'm excited to share it.
What surprises me is the people who have sent us these stories are so pleased to be able to tell them.
Well, there's something cathartic about sharing our grief and signs that others can identify with. And I am always amazed at how the stories unfold. When I begin reading them, I can feel the pain and the sadness. But by the end of the story, there's a shift to gratitude and to hope.
That's the whole idea of Hope from Grief. Signs from our departed loved ones are meant to be a comfort. They're showing us they're still with us.
And these signs have been creating a connection with the Hope from Grief community. We have a community now.
You know, it's true. We do have a community, and it's growing a little bit at a time. We have heard from people all over the country. So keep those stories coming. You are spreading the hope.
All right, let's talk about this month's story.
Let's do that. It comes from Angel in South Carolina, who's sharing a sign about her dad and a special place for her family. Are you ready?
I sure am.
Okay, let's hear Angel's story.
I believe that there are signs from everywhere from our lost loved ones. One of my favorite memories of a sign is from my dad, who passed away this October 10 years ago. He had a mountain house in Western Maryland, which we still visit yearly. It was like a second home to us growing up and into adulthood. We were there every weekend. There's a special place there called Fred's Rock. It's an overlook and just happens to be where my dad's ashes are. It's a very special place for my family. When I was pregnant with my youngest about 5.5 years ago, we visited, as we usually do, sharing stories about Dad and remembering him. I remember feeling sad because my dad was never going to meet him. He happens to be named after him. The day was very calm, not a wind in sight. I was there with my family, including my siblings and my nieces and nephews. My niece said, "Aunt Angel, why don't you sit on Fred's Rock and I'll take a picture of you pregnant with Elliot?" As she was taking the picture, a gust of wind flew by and Dad's scent went by us. None of us said a word. We all looked at each other and thought the same thing. I then knew Dad was there with us. He knew Elliot was there too, and it was quite emotional. If you're lucky enough to have been gifted signs, then you know. You don't always have to be looking for them. Sometimes they appear when you least expect them to.
Angel, thank you so much for sharing that special moment with your family. Chris, let's you and I talk about it just for a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angel. A mountain house, that sounds so nice.
It sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish we had one.
I wish we did too.
You know, having a place like that, though, where the family has gathered for so long, must have created so many wonderful memories.
Yeah, I'm sure. And one of their favorite spots is called Fred's Rock. So, of course, it's the natural place to have spread her dad's ashes.
I'm sure that whenever they visit Fred's Rock, it evokes bittersweet emotions. You know, a lot of happy memories and storytelling, but also the pain of losing Angel's dad.
Absolutely. And on this particular day, the family is there on Fred's Rock, and Angel is pregnant with her dad's namesake, Elliot.
And as much as she's looking forward to the birth of her son, it made her sad to know that her father would never know her child.
And then something incredible happened. At the suggestion of her niece, Angel sat on Fred's Rock to have her picture taken.
It was a gorgeous day, and the air was still. But just as her niece was about to snap a photo, a gust of wind passed by them, carrying the unmistakable scent of her father.
And everyone there recognized the familiar smell. Without saying a word, they all looked at each other with the same thought. And you know what that thought was.
Of course, he's here. Dad is with us.
Oh, absolutely. Her dad was with them that day. But
there's more to the story than just a scent that passed them. Remember we told you about the picture that Angel's niece took? Well, we have a copy, and here it is.
Here it is. And if you look closely, you can see a light shining through the trees over her shoulder and a beam of light shining on her pregnant belly where his grandson is growing. Can you see it?
I see it. Yeah, that's an amazing picture, and it captures the moment perfectly. Isn't it incredible how many different ways the spirits of our loved ones find ways to reach out to us and touch us?
Absolutely. And for Angel, it was through the sense of smell and a photograph.
Regardless of how we are contacted, the messages are clear. Our departed loved ones are still with us. I told you it was a neat story.
Thank you again, Angel, for sharing this beautiful story. And I am sure that it's going to touch many hearts.
I am sure of that as well. If you have a story out there that you'd like to share or a comment for us about today's episode, there are several ways to reach out to us. First, you can leave a comment in the section below.
And we also have a Facebook page called We're an Open Book, and you can reach us there.
Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and email us at rememberloveneverdies@gmail.com. Chris, tell everybody one more time about the book.
Live, Laugh, Fly is available on Amazon, and 100% of proceeds will benefit children's cancer programs.
And as we said earlier, we're building a community, a subscription at a time. We would love it if you join us. The best way to do it is to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
And please tell your friends too.
Well, honey, I guess that's it. Another episode in the can.
In the can. That's showbiz talk, folks. But there's one more thing.
What's that?
Always remember,
love never dies. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.